First came the smell, that sweet, scorching scent of sugar meeting hot oil, drifting between asphalt and freshly cut grass, slipping through screen doors mixed with the smoky perfume of fried chicken from someone's kitchen. Summer in the city had a smell all its own, and in 1974, that smell meant freedom. Screen doors slammed shut at 8 in the morning, and kids didn't come home until the streetlights flickered on. Pockets held nothing but lint and possibilities. Yet somehow, by the end of the day, tongues had always tasted something sweet. On the edges of neighborhoods stood corner stores like small commercial cathedrals. Red and white striped awnings, faded into pinks and tones of surrender, hung over their doors. Even under the harsh afternoon sun, Coca-Cola signs blinked in the windows. Inside, coolness reigned, a dim refuge where every step echoed on wooden floors. Behind the counters stood men in pressed, short-sleeved shirts, cleaning the corners of their mouths with toothpicks, knowing every child's name, every mother's face, every grandmother's reputation. They understood exactly how much candy 1 penny could buy. The glass counters bore the cloudy handprints of small palms pressed against them day after day. Beneath that glass lay entire kingdoms. Mary Janes wrapped in yellow wax paper, peanut chews that clung stubbornly to teeth, banana taffies wrapped in light-catching foil, lemon drops that folded faces inward, strawberry candies so realistic they looked like fruit, hidden deep in church ladies' purses. If the day, and the shop owner, allowed it, 5 for a penny. But the real economy lived beyond those transactions. Real currency existed in what could be traded. Playgrounds, especially the cool sand beneath monkey bars where shadows offered relief, became marketplaces. A pack of now and laters could secure bike riding privileges. Wax bottles filled with brightly colored sugar water carried serious value. After biting off the tops and draining the sweet liquid, kids chewed the flavorless wax anyway. Duration mattered more than taste. Bubble gum ruled this system. A full pack could establish social dominance for days. Front porches offered alternative retail experiences. Women sat outside beside large white coolers, selling frozen treats from June through late September. 10 cents or one. Hands plunged into ice and emerged clutching red, purple, or orange plastic tubes, slick with condensation. Kids tore off the corners with their teeth, sucking until lips went numb and tongues stayed stained for hours. Pickles came from those porches too. Huge dill spears fished from jars with forks, brine dripping onto folded napkins. 25 cents for that sharp, icy satisfaction. Some swore drinking the pickle juice itself kept bodies cool in the brutal heat. Maybe it did. Maybe the ritual alone was comfort enough. Then the ice cream truck announced itself. That high-pitched, mechanical melody cut through the thick air like a siren, freezing every child within 3 blocks mid-motion. Baseball games, jump rope rhythms, sidewalk chalk art, everything stopped. Bodies turned toward the sound, then ran. The trucks were painted white, dented like battle-scarred veterans, displaying pictures of ice cream that never quite matched what came out of their freezers. Men in paper hats ran these roaming oases, rarely smiling, but inside their freezers lived frozen paradise. Bomb pots layered red, white, and blue. Drumsticks hiding chocolate in the cone tips. Push-ups in plastic tubes. Screwballs crowned with gumballs that became rock hard and flavorless, but were eaten anyway, because that was part of the deal. Money posed challenges that demanded constant creativity. Return glass bottles, Coke, knee-high, Fanta, were worth 5 cents each. Payphones surrendered forgotten change to searching hands. Chores were completed without being asked, a tactic that sometimes earned rewards and other times suspicious looks. When all else failed, older cousins and brothers bagging groceries or washing cars became targets of carefully deployed charm, appeals to their memories of being 9 years old in July. Pockets empty, sun relentless. All of it followed an unspoken rhythm, an economy everyone instinctively understood. Those who had today shared, because tomorrow someone else might be rich while they went without. Goods circulated. Half a candy bar, a few sips of soda still cold, the last frozen treat that dyed mouths an artificial blue. Generosity wasn't the motivation. Survival was, stretching 50 cents across an entire afternoon. Sweetness tasted better because it required waiting, working, dividing it 6 ways on a sidewalk where cicadas screamed endlessly and grandmothers called from windows, insisting the heat demanded rest. Those days moved with a strange sense of time, slow and fast at once. Slow, like the heat thickening the air into something heavy and dense. Fast, like childhood itself, where blinking seemed to erase years. But the senses remain. The melody of the ice cream truck, the cool dimness of the corner store, the shock of frozen treats on burning tongues, and finally, the weight of candy-filled pockets, the fleeting feeling of wealth, at least until tomorrow came to empty them all over again. The neighborhood itself functioned as a character in these daily dramas. Brick buildings holding decades of stories, telephone wires overhead like urban constellations, fire hydrants marking territory, stoops serving as stages for observation and commentary. Adults watched from windows and porches, present but not intrusive, allowing children to manage their own small economies while staying close enough to intervene if needed. That balance, that trust, shaped everything. Back then, summer seemed endless. Days blended into one another, distinguished only by which flavor stained which tongue, who had money, and which song the ice cream truck played. The world felt both infinite and confined, endless like childhood summers, limited to the few blocks that made up the known universe. Beyond those blocks were other worlds, but they didn't matter. Everything needed was within walking distance. Sweetness, friendship, shade, relief, fair trade, and the unspoken rules that governed shared resources.